Hello and welcome to the Cruising Altitude. If you are new here, welcome aboard. And if you are coming back from one of the other videos I've uploaded, welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Just a quick note, I do try to run a blog that is thecruisingaltitude.com. I say try, it's not updated that frequently, but I do try to update any of my travels. So if you're interested, please go and check that out. And if you enjoy this video, let me know down below. Yeah, here we go. In this video, I'll be talking about whether or not a cruise to Alaska or around Alaska would be worth it in July. I took a cruise back in 2018, actually, so pre-COVID, but this was for a July 4th 7-day cruise on the Radiance of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. And this video is going to tell you all about it and what it's like in the summer in somewhere that I guess is kind of deemed as cold, right? So summer in a cold place, what's it like? Well, let me tell you. First of all, I'm going to preface this with the fact that I travelled with friends who were playing on the ship. They were part of the entertainment, like the guest entertainment, and so I did not do a day one from an embarkation port through to day 7. I did 3 days on the end of one cruise, and then we did a turnaround in a port in the center, and then we came back to like 3 days into the beginning of the next cruise. So it misses out a couple of the key areas in Alaska. However, I am going to still tell you about it because I think I wanted to know what it was like. Was it cold? Do I pack a jacket or do I pack my summer dress? Like, what do I pack? So here you go. I hope this helps a little bit. So first up, the weather. Oh goodness, the weather. Okay, so like I said, we were July 2018 for a July 4th, technically a 7-day cruise. We were on for 7 days, and the weather was absolutely stunning, like stunning. So I'd packed lots of sweaters because it like ice glaciers, right? I mean, makes sense. But when we got off in the ports, so when we got off in Skagway and in Juneau, the weather was beautiful. And I looked it up. The weather was like in the low 70s when we got to Juneau. So you had this, like when you were on the boat, you had this like kind of crisp air, but the warmth of the sun. I guess if anyone's ever been skiing to a ski resort, right, you've got your ski suit on, it's cold because of the ice, but the sun's beaming down. So it's kind of warm at the same time. Does that make sense? So it was a little bit like that. So really pleasant. So actually on the ship when we got off the ship, you know, we could wear really like little summer tops and it was fine. I took a jacket with me, but honestly it was not cold. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now I checked the weather today as I'm recording this. This is 2021, by the way, when I'm recording this. I checked the weather in Juneau today, and then it was about 59, 58, 59. So, you know, do your research before you travel, but certainly, like for us, the weather was just stunning. It was blue skies, sunny skies. Yeah, a beautiful cruise. Now, normally I would be on a Caribbean cruise or on a European Mediterranean cruise, so this was a bit different to me, and not knowing what to expect. Like, what is there to do in Alaska? Is there anything to do in Alaska, or are you just kind of staring at ice? I don't know. So, yeah, didn't really have an idea of what to look for or what to kind of look forward to, so I just packed my camera, and off we popped onto the cruise ship. Now, as you can see from these images that I've uploaded here, the key thing that I found with this was the scenery was absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And I'm going to insert a couple of pictures here just so you can see, but I didn't spend that much time in my room, to be honest. I spent most of my time outside with my camera just taking photos like this because, I mean, if I could build a house on one of those mountains, I'd be there in a heartbeat. So, yeah, beautiful blue sky, snow-topped mountains, and like a turquoise blue water. Oh, it's a dream. Honestly, it's so beautiful. So, yeah, and I'm going to add in a couple more images here. There we go. So, like, this is what you're riding through, and there's a on the bow of the boat, you know, there's like just standing there as you're going through this. And for some reason, when I took these photos, it was really quiet up there. So pick your times. Probably go like when most people are eating breakfast around 8, 9 a.m. Like if you go out and head out to these places then, usually a little bit quieter. And you can snap some pictures like this, and yeah, it's a dream, right? It's an absolute dream. Now, I will talk about some of the, well, two of the ports. So, two of the ports that stand out to me were Juneau and Skagway, both of which great ports. Um, but I would say with any cruise that you go on, if you're looking to find like the history of a place, then you need to leave the kind of cruise port area, because for the most part they are built or are kind of molded around the tourists, right? Because most of the time these places make their money from the tourists. So yeah, if you're looking to find history of a place, do a little bit of research, maybe jump on an excursion that they offer. And if it's safe, try and get a taxi out. But yeah, I would recommend venturing off the ship a little bit if you really want to get to know and see that particular town. So I'm going to insert again a couple of images here of Skagway. This is Skagway right here, and as you can see, most of the you can't really see, can you? Sorry, but most of the stores here are very touristy. It's a little bit like if you get off in a Caribbean port, and it's got I love St. Thomas or I love Cozumel, or it's that type of place. Still fun to walk around if you've never been there before. There's some great little trinkets and gifts. There's a lovely, I don't know if I can point it out here, but on the right side of the image, I don't have a pointer, so I'm pointing with my finger right now, but you can't see. There's a lovely little like saloon bar. Looks quite dated, as in like historically dated, not that they just didn't update their furniture, but that's really cool. Really busy in there. They're very busy. But they served food, great beers, ales. Yeah, good, great fun. And now I am gonna spin this around a second because I want to show you the view from Skagway back to the port because it is pretty beautiful. Yeah, so right here, as you can see, so behind us would be all those shops that I just showed you, and then this is the uh, pathway. It's not really a gangway, is it? Gangway's up by the ship. A little bridge, whatever you want to call it. A decking. Um, why is my brain failing me right now? I don't know. But yeah, so this is the view. The shops are behind you, the bars, restaurants, shops, and then you're facing this way to that beautiful scenery with, again, the snow-capped mountains. Um, blue, I want to say sea, but is it a sea? Blue waters, let's go with that. Blue waters, and the ships, and it makes for some beautiful imagery right there. Now, I didn't take any photos of Juneau, or if I did, I can't find them. They're not on my camera roll, which is unfortunate. However, Juneau to me stood out a lot more as a kind of working town. It felt a little bit less touristy. However, like anywhere, like London, like LA, whatever, people are or that they kind of build their establishments around tourists, right? So like Hollywood doesn't really cater for the locals. It would cater more for, in my opinion, it would cater more for the tourists that are coming in and out, right? So I feel like these ports were a little bit the same. Nonetheless, though, if you're visiting once in a lifetime, there's no problem with that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But Juneau really stood out. They had this incredible, and I've tried to find it on Street View. If I find it, I'll comment it down below. But there was this amazing bar. All the bars were pretty cool. Like everyone had just dispersed off the ship, but there was this amazing bar, and the guy behind the counter or bar would pull out a microphone and would just like randomly sing to his heart's content while serving drinks. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Like this guy was having the time of his life, entertaining people just behind the bar. I don't know. It made me giggle, but it was good fun. And we stayed there the whole we didn't stay there the whole day. That would be a bit miserable. But we did stay there a couple of hours. So our aim was to go in, have a drink, and then leave. But we ended up staying for like 2 or 3 drinks with this guy because he was so much fun. So like I said, if I can figure out which bar it was, I'll let you know. But unfortunately, I don't really I don't really remember. We just walked in. We just walked in and the vibe was great with this guy, so we stayed. Yeah. Anyway, so now I'm going to show you a picture of Anchorage. And if I remember correctly, Anchorage is the port where the ship was, has an embarkation and disembarkation. So we turned around in this port, so we were getting back off. And I will say, I guess it's a bit different if you're getting on or off a cruise in a certain port, because generally you're not looking for things to do, right? You're not looking for bars and restaurants in the area for your 6 hours off the ship, right? But we did. We needed to turn around, and so we got off in Anchorage, and there was nothing. This image doesn't really do much service to what was there, because if you turn around, there was nothing. I don't even know where people came from. Like, there was no traffic, I couldn't see a road, there were no shops. It was just desolate. So yeah, I mean, maybe we got dropped off somewhere else, I'm not sure, but really nothing there. We saw like a hut. I don't remember if it was a cafe or a restaurant, but it was closed regardless. So yeah, so this was the best picture I could take, you know. You can always fool people with a good image, right? But if you look in this image, okay, this was the coolest part about this though. If you look in this image, those were seals, those little brown blob things that you can see. In fact, you can see one next to the lady on the left, furthest to the left in that group of people. They were sea lions. So yeah, or seals. We'll go with seals. I don't think they were sea lions. They didn't have moustaches. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But there were lots of kids down there like playing and giggling away. So we took our photos from a distance, and then we headed back to the ship. And I did mention this was a July 4th cruise, so I will say there was a little bit of entertainment around July 4th. They definitely celebrated, including making this stunning cake right here, which, you know, all of Royal Caribbean's cakes, their chefs are like amazing. I don't know, they're not chefs, are they? What do you call them? Not pastry chefs. Bakers? I'm not sure. There's a word for them. But yeah, incredible job. And there were, kind of US-based entertainments around July 4th. However, if you're a seasoned cruiser, you will kind of notice that they just use the same type of entertainment and they rename it. So, if you're going on a Christmas cruise, it's like the Christmas trivia, the ultimate Christmas trivia, whereas this is like the ultimate US trivia or the ultimate Easter trivia, right? So, I mean, entertainment to some extent will be fairly similar on every ship. But the subjects change and the staff delivering that entertainment changes. So, yeah, there was stuff. There were discos. There were, US, I won't say based, but like US kind of themed discos, things like that. But, they were discos. You dance the night away and have a great time. So we thoroughly enjoyed it. No fireworks though. No fireworks. I don't think that would be safe on a cruise ship, but it was still good fun. Anyway, and now next we're going to talk about the ice. So I've shown you all the sunny stuff, but was it icy? Was it icy? I hear you ask. No, I don't hear you ask anything because I can't hear you. Wouldn't that be amazing if you could just talk to me through here and I could answer your questions whilst recording this? Although a little bit creepy, I guess I'd probably make money through telepathy, right? If that was a thing. So anyway, so I have spoken here about the ports and the weather and so forth, but you're thinking, this is an Alaskan cruise, where's the icebergs, where's the glaciers, where's the ice, where's the cold? It's coming, hold on 1 second. So here we go, here are some video clips that I took as we were coming into the glaciers, and it was just breathtaking. So first of all, the air, like the ambiance and the air, aside from the cruise passengers, was so quiet and tranquil. And I will add in here that all of those little icebergs look a lot cleaner or clearer on camera. And I was convinced that they were polar bears popping up everywhere, Kind of wishful thinking as well. I don't know, do polar bears live in Alaska? Probably not, but Yeah, I kept seeing polar bears everywhere. So, but yeah, so this wall here, I mean, it was just like, I don't even know if the video can show you exactly how stunning this was, but it was like these perfect lines of crisp white and aqua blue. And in some instances, parts of the wall of this glacier would fall, and it would make this gigantic, like, rumbling sound, and then the splash as it hit the water. Just stunning. Like, I love nature so much. That was amazing. So, I don't know if I mentioned this already, I just rambled. But I apologize if I'm repeating myself. However, the weather, like I said, was stunning. 70s, low 70s, really sunny, warm. Like, you could go outside with a t-shirt on in some of these ports. Like Juneau, for example, you could easily, and Skagway, I would say, you could easily go outside in a t-shirt and be fine. However, get to these glaciers pretty early in the morning, and kind of didn't know what to wear, right? It's like, I'm near ice. Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be warm? Okay, let me tell you this. It's freezing. Freezing cold. You're next to a glacier. It's icy. It's freezing cold. But Royal Caribbean, being the marketing geniuses that they are, they move their store up to the pool deck. So in order to see this, you're obviously going to be on an open deck, which I can't remember the open deck. It's usually deck, let me think, 5. Normally deck 5 is where you'll find an open deck, and then up on the pool deck, which would usually, depending on the ship, be around deck 10. I apologise for my dog there. There is somebody walking past. Clearly an intruder. Needs to be told, right? So, yeah, so we were up on the pool deck, deck 10. I keep saying deck 10. I'm just assuming it's deck 10. I haven't got the map of the deck map out in front of me. Pool deck. Let's go with the pool deck. So we're out there. The marketing guys, the shop and marketing guys had very cleverly moved their clothing up to the pool deck, and they had all their jackets out there, which I thought was absolutely genius, because you're out there, you've got a t-shirt on, you don't want to miss the moment, and you certainly don't want to lose your spot next to, like, the railing, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to go back to your room and lose your spot, or are you going to freeze? No, you're going to turn around, and you're probably going to buy a lovely jacket. A lovely jacket. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty clever. Although I did find a trick, which, this is a little bit naughty, but I'll tell you anyway. So, they were where we stood, we were right by the railings where they'd brought out these jackets. So what we did was we tried on the jackets, nudge nudge wink wink, and then we would go over to each other, friends, you know, and say, what do you think of this jacket? Is it a little bit too big? Is it too small? Do you think it would look nice with my jeans? You know, just whatever the conversation, it doesn't matter. The idea is that you keep it on for as long as you possibly can whilst you take photos of the glaciers, and then you're not cold. Okay. Now I will say this, I don't condone sneaking things like that, even though I did it myself. I did, however, I don't feel too bad, because the jacket, which was kind of like a waterproof on the outside with a fleece inside, so I will say that, I actually ended up really liking it, so I ended up buying it. It was on sale. Don't remember the price, but it was on. They had like offers on when they took them up to the pool deck, so I did buy it. But just a little trick there you could try is, you know, try on the jackets. You know, there's so many jackets to try. Just try them whilst you're here. That's my little trick. Another thing, unrelated to shopping, that I hear a lot is icebergs. Dare I say the Titanic or whatever ship it was, right? I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so the ship that went down, unfortunately, with the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Yeah, iceberg, right. Was it scary? No, it wasn't. Did people talk about it? Yeah, 24/7, people going on about icebergs. Like, shush, you know. It's not scary, people. It's not scary. Your captains are incredible. They're well-trained people. So, although, did they say that about the Titanic captain? Maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, just beautiful. So, overall, I'm going to wrap this up because number one, I've run out of images to show you, and number two, I think you get the premise here. So the idea is that is a July cruise to Alaska worth it? Yes, absolutely. What do you expect? Couple of drinks if you're old enough in the bar, some shopping, beautiful scenery, stunning scenery, and pack your t-shirts and your jackets because you will likely need both. Let me know down in the comments if you have ever been on an Alaskan cruise. Have you been in the winter? I'd love to know what the difference is in the winter. Is it still sunny? Is it dark? Do they even go in the winter? Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just July that they go. Like maybe it's seasonal. But I would love to hear your stories. Anyway, do you live in Alaska? Even better. Like, what's it like? I keep looking at houses up there because this was so beautiful. But don't worry, I won't move. But yeah, would love to hear your stories. Would love to know if you liked this video. Once again, I apologize for the ums and ahs. See, I just did it again. I need to find a new filler word. Gosh, that's difficult trying to find a new filler word. I just took a breath trying to stop. But anyway, thank you so much for coming back, coming to visit my channel. I love having you here. And like I said, I love hearing your feedback. I love hearing what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, tips, tricks, all of that stuff. This is the second long-ish video that I've done so far. Plenty of cruises to talk about. Just want to make sure that the talking points are interesting. Because I could do 1,000 videos on the Caribbean, but let's be fair, there's only so much I can talk about palm trees and blue skies. So I hope this one was helpful. Once I can think of more videos that I believe would be questions that you're asking yourselves, I will gladly go ahead and create those. I have a couple of ideas, so if I can find the footage, I will put those together. In the meantime, like I said, I do run a blog. It's thecruisingaltitude.com. You can go and check out some of my other trips there, and let me know if you see anything in there that you would love to learn more about and have a video on. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. And again, if you run any channels on travel, cruising, if you live in any of the ports that I talk about, or if you're just an avid cruiser, let me know down below. I would love to check out your channels and social media. But in the meantime, thank you and happy travels. Bye.